Peace be with you, dearly beloved. You who open your heart to the Lord, who speaks to his children today in this season of grace, Lent. Today, the 16th of March, providentially, is also the 16th day of our 40 for fulfillment experience. The Lord grants us the opportunity to enter deep into His Word by reading the 27th chapter of the book of Genesis. As usual, I bring to you certain important elements in this chapter that focus on the promise God made to Abraham already in chapter 12. The promise which contains two basic elements. The promise to have descendants, progeny, and the promise to possess the land. Abraham has died already in chapter 25. The focus now shifts to his son Isaac. Today, in order not to blame Isaac for what we are about to read, look at how the chapter begins. First, let me sound even this caution for us modern readers. Ask any Christian, a preacher man, evangelist, a doctor, a bishop, a priest, a lay person who admires the scripture, the elements he or she draw from this chapter. And the modern mind or reader, this current generation will tell you, no, what Rebecca did was not good. What Isaac did was not good. The parents were divided, even among their children. Or somebody will even say, oh, what Jacob did was not good because he stole his brother's inheritance and blessings. You may not be wrong as a modern reader by thinking this way. But let's look at the text as it's presented before us before we bring our own imaginations and personal idiosyncrasies into the text. The first reason why Jacob will step in to receive his father's blessing, the blessing that went to the firstborn child because he had the birthright, should be common to us by now because we read of chapter 25 yesterday, 2 days ago. A dying parent, father to be specific, conferred the blessings of the firstborn to his son. It is not only Jacob who does it, it's not only Isaac who does it. In fact, Jacob will repeat it on his dying bed. But why is it that Jacob stands in to take this blessing that belonged to Esau, his senior brother? Remember, they were twins, but it is Esau that came out first. The first reason is this. In chapter 25, we read how Esau traded this birthright with food or for food. Once, when Jacob was cooking a stew, Genesis 25, verse 29, Esau came in from the open country famished. He said to Jacob, "Let me gulp down some of that red stuff. I am famished, I am hungry." That is why he was called Edom. But Jacob replied, "First, sell me your right as firstborn." Verse 32, Esau replied, "Look," said Esau, "I am on the point of dying. What good is the right as firstborn to me?" Hey, be careful, Esau. The right as firstborn brought you the blessings. But because of hunger, listen to the words that fell from the lips of Esau. "Look, brother, I am on the verge of dying. What good is the right as firstborn to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he sold Jacob his right as firstborn under oath. Under oath. Underline this. He sold his birthright to his little brother under oath. If you've sold your birthright to your little brother, he now stands in your place to receive the blessing. So hey, be very careful in blaming Jacob for taking his senior brother's inheritance or blessing. Esau had sold it. That is the first point. The second, which should have even the first reason, goes back to when these twins, two brothers, were in the womb. God had spoken to Rebekah that two nations are in your womb, but one will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. Two nations are in your womb. Two people are separating while they are still within you, but one will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. When Rebekah consulted the Lord, this was the oracle, this was the revelation from God to Rebekah, and only Rebekah knew this. We don't read from this chapter that he might have told or revealed it to Isaac. So Rebekah knew right from her womb that the older was going to serve the younger. So is the mother to be blamed? Has she connived? No. That is the third reason I am bringing you to Genesis chapter 26, verse number 35. The third reason is that Esau, the senior twin or brother, had gone to marry outside the family. And Rebekah, knowing that the promise had to be sacrosanct, that is, the promise made to Abraham had to be kept. The mother and father Isaac were displeased with the marriage that Esau had contracted. Rebekah wanted to make sure that the promise could run through that family. So she will ask the little son, Jacob, to flee, to run to his uncle Laban, who was a brother to Rebekah. Here are the women who married, whom Esau married. We read from Genesis 26, verse number 35. Let me even take you to verse 34. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, daughter of Elon the Havite. They became a source of bitterness to Isaac and Rebekah, to the extent that in chapter 27, the last verse, Rebekah is weeping, Isaac is weeping because of what these strange women were doing to them. I take you to Genesis chapter 27, verse number 46. Rebekah said to Isaac, I am disgusted with life because of the Hittite women. If Jacob also should marry a Hittite woman, a native of the land like these women, why should I leave? Reasons why that which we modern readers will call as deception, but shouldn't be so, have been enumerated to us. One, Esau has sold his birthright. Two, Rebekah, even when she was pregnant, before these children were born, received a vision from the Lord, revelation that the younger would be served by the older. Three, the older Esau had married outside the family. So he was going to contaminate the promise of descendants. Remember, the promise has not been fully fulfilled. And if the descendants of Abraham were going to be as many as the stars in the heavens or the sand on the shore of the sea, Isaac, Rebekah had to make sure that that promise were carried through their family line. And here is Esau, the eldest, going outside their family to marry. So in Genesis chapter 27, listen to what Rebekah will tell his son Jacob. I am taking you to Genesis 27, verse number 42. When Rebekah got news of what her older son Esau had in mind, she summoned her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Listen, your brother Esau intends to get his revenge by killing you. So now, my son, obey me. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran and stay with him until you find your brother's fury has subsided. And it is in the house, the home of Laban, that Jacob will find the woman to carry on the promise." Really, beloved, let us be mindful of the words we pronounce. Let us be mindful of the words we pronounce. What of use or benefit is my birthright when I'm dying? Esau said. Esau said. The last thing I want to bring your attention as I end this before we follow with the praise is how chapter 27 begins. In fact, that was what I wanted to tell you at the beginning. In order not to blame Isaac for all that is happening, the sacred altar writer says, when Isaac was old and his eyes had failed him, he called his older son. Oh, say, Isaac didn't have the gift of sight. He was losing it. So if somebody is losing a sight, can see clearly, like Rebecca, how do you blame him for all that is happening? Then in chapter 27, verse number 27 to 29, he pronounces the blessing of land and the blessings of descendants on his son Jacob. Ah, the fragrance of my son is like the fragrance of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you of the dew of the heavens and of the fertility of the earth, abundance of grain and wine. May people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those who curse you, and blessed be those who bless you. While he received the blessings for land and descendants, later when his brother Esau comes, his father Isaac will give him only the blessings concerning the land, the fruitfulness of the land, the fruitfulness of the land. May the Lord continue to inspire us to watch how we speak. The peace of our blessed Lord be with us.